Hi traders, and welcome to the daily recap show for today, which was Friday the 14th of January. So we're going to start with the Ftse, and we said that the Ftse was trading around that 75.23 to 33 zone, it was opening up there quite a few times this week. So we had broken down below there overnight, but we had held the 74.98 to 508 zone of support. So we said breaks below there had us back into the chop zone, but we wanted to see breaks above 75.57 to 67 to see a continuation of the move higher. So let's go and see what happened in today's market. Right, okay, so as you can see, the zones are very well respected today. We held this 23 to 33 area. We got a really strong push up there on the open, and we held it on a shadow retrace and then another impulsive move. So that showed that even this 23 to 33 zone was still good support today. We pushed up and we have held this 57 to 67 zone as well. So there's nothing in the way for me to trade as a reversal around these sorts of areas. If you can see a reversal in your trade plan that sort of supported that, then this was a good area, because as you can see, it was respected it several times today. We got that liquidity grab there, just popping above that zone. This one didn't quite make it. If this had made a slightly higher high, that would have been a good reversal, but it didn't quite make it. That was the catalyst for the move down. And then we had another reversal pattern over here in the afternoon session for the move down. So 75.57 to 67 has acted as good support. 75.23 to 33 has acted. 75.57 to 67 has acted as good resistance. 75.23 to 33 has acted as good support. So the zones are acting well. As I say, unfortunately, there's not too much in the way of really high quality setups that I can see to get in on this, apart from maybe a little buy signal here when we got that impulsive move up with the corrective pullback and then another push off. So that's the Ftse. Now let's go and have a look at the DAX. So with the DAX, we said we're a little bit neutral at the moment because of the action that we'd seen. Basically, it's a little bit weaker than the Ftse, but we are still bullish overall in the market. So we said if we held below 15,940 to 60 at the open, it could be a sign of weakness. And then if we saw that and an acceptance below 15,860 to 880, it could open a move back down to the 15,700 to 725 area. We then also said if we gain acceptance above 16,045 to 65 and then 16,090 to 110, the bulls can continue to take this back to those 16,200 to 220 areas, and even the all-time highs at 16,275 to 290. So let's go and see what happened in the DAX today. Right, okay, so we said if we held below the 940 to 960 area, it could be a sign of weakness. So notice how, although we did try and push up, the price action is very choppy. There's no acceptance above it. In fact, all of the bodies, there is not a single clear candle above that zone. So we never saw the acceptance above that area. So we held, generally speaking, below it. We saw this impulsive move down here. Let me just draw that in. So we saw this impulsive move down here. We then saw a push up, and then another move down, and we actually held this as resistance here. Now I'm going to show you in a minute a trade that I actually took on this with this price action here. But then we also just want to point out as well, we also said that we wanted to see acceptance below 15,860 to 880 to open up and move below. And notice again, with this price action here, when we got below the 860 zone, notice how it's very, very choppy. There's no acceptance below that zone. We did get an impulsive push there, but straight away we reversed. There's no clear acceptance below that zone to give that catalyst for the move even lower. And then obviously, as you can see, we actually ended up holding this as resistance again in the US session. So this pattern here, let me just show you 1 second. This here is a reversal signal. Now that trade would have been a loser. However, it's not one I would take because, as I mentioned a lot of the time in these videos, I'm looking for it to take out the previous swing high. I'm looking for it to take the liquidity. Now, the obvious stops would have been above these highs, the previous high in the session. So it didn't quite do that. That's why I would not take it. But if you had taken that, that would have been a loser. So now I wanted to take you down to the smaller time frames and show you a trade that I did take this morning and why I took it. Okay, so this is on the 1 minute time frame. Now, as you can see, we got this sort of push up on the open, and we got this move above that zone that we was talking about. But again, notice how this price action is very, very corrective in here. Very, very choppy. There's no clear price action. It's a lot of mix of candles. And then we get this impulsive push down through that zone. So from here down to this, we get the impulsive push back through the zone to create a sort of false break pattern. Now, when I see that, as I said from my report this morning, if we held below that zone at the open, it could be a sign of weakness. So we tried to push above it. It was very corrective, and then we got the impulsive push below, which suggested that the order flow had shifted to the sell side. We was looking to move back below and hold that zone as resistance. So I was then looking for sell opportunities. Now, with this one, what I did is there's a continuation pattern here where it moves back to the moving averages. It's into that zone of resistance, and therefore we can look to short that. Now, this was quite a low leverage trade for me because it was quite high risk in that it was only a slight pullback, and there was still the potential for it to create a deeper pullback, but I had the continuation pattern, and therefore I took that. Now, when you see this sort of thing, and because it tied in with my context in the market, in that if it held below this, I was expecting some sign of weakness, I actually went for quite a wide target. Now, generally speaking, so I entered this trade at 36. I had a stop at 46 just above that pattern, and I originally was going to go for a target down here at 86. But I just felt that with this sort of low here in the market, and the fact that that was sort of a 5-to-1 R trade, I just decided to move my target up, and I took my profits at 96 just to make it, 96 there, just to make it sure that we was above this sort of this support area here, or in this support zone here. So a nice 4-to-1 trade there. I did risk manage it as well, and scaled out of the position, and made sure that I front run ahead of that target. So that was a nice trade. Again, it just tied in with the context, it tied in with my analysis on the report in the morning. So just a little bit more of an advanced situation there, and an advanced explanation of a trade that I took. So guys, I hope you found this useful. If you want to know more about what we do, more about how we take advantage of these opportunities in the market, please come join us on our academy, which is launching on Monday. It's in pre-launch at the moment. It will go full launch on Monday, where you will get all of the information on how we take advantage of these opportunities in the market with ongoing webinar training. There'll be a link in the box below. I hope you found this useful, and I'll speak to you again next week. Have a good weekend.